Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through the 15D assignment. All right, so let's start here with number one. Construct two tables for these compound statements. Not P or Q and R is the first one. So we've got P, Q, and R. So now we have three letters. So let's go with P. Let's go P is here. Q and R. All right, so that's the first thing we want to start with. All right, so we always want to start with the last one and start with trues and falses alternating. So true, false, true, false, true, false, true, and false. Okay, and then the next one back, we're going to double those. So we'll do two trues, two falses, two trues, two falses, and then we double it again going back one. So now we have, so we went from 1 to 2 because we doubled it, and now we're going to double that again and go to 4. So true, 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 false, 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 false. Okay, so that's just starting off just our P's, Q's, and R's. So what we need to figure out, we need to know not P. So let's try not P first. So not P is just going to be the opposite of this P one. So true, 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 true is going to now be false, 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 true, 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 true. And then we need to have or Q and R. So the next thing I'm going to do here is do Q and R. Okay, and then we can do the or of these two. Okay, so Q and R. So here's Q and here's R. It's these two. So true, true. Since it's and, that's the one time when it is true. So we got true, false. That's false because it's and. It have to both be true. False, true is false. False, false is false. True, true works. True, false does not. False, true does not. And false, false does not. Okay? So the last one. Now here we have part A. We are now ready for not P or Q and R. Okay, let's try that again. Goodness sakes, I'm struggling. All right, we can get this. I got a little Bowie in there. Anyway, so let's see. Now we have not P or Q and R. So as long as one of these two is true, then we're good to go. So false, true is true. False, false is false. False, false is false. False, false is false. True, true is true because it's not the exclusive or, it's just regular or. True, false is true. True, false is true. And true, false is true. So here's A, this one right here. Okay. B, we need to have P or not Q and R. So let's see. And first thing we want to do is P or not Q. We don't have not Q, so let's make that one first. Let's do not Q. Okay, so Q is here, so that's instead of true, true, false, false, it's going to be false, false, true, true, false, false, true, true, the exact opposite of Q. Okay, so then let's do, let's see, sorry, so now we have P or, now we can do P or not Q. All right. So we've got P is way back at the beginning, and then not Q is this one. So we got the or. So as long as one of these two is true, then we're good to go. Let's do this. Let's signify this with the two little red dots so we know which two columns we're looking at. Okay, so P or not Q. So here's P and here's not Q. So since it's or, just one or the other has to be true. So if you'll notice, these four here are all true. So these, we don't even care what these are here. Because it's not the exclusive or, it's just regular or, so all those have to be true. And then let's see, all those are false. This one is false, so that would be false. So we got false, false is false, and then we've got a couple trues here, so those are both going to be true as well. Okay? Okay, so that was B right there. Okay. The next one, which is number 2, use truth tables to establish that P and Q and R is equal to P and Q and R. Okay, so let's start with P Q, and R, and we'll make our truth tables for this. Okay, so again, remember it's true, false, alternating on the one on the far right. And then as we're moving back to the left, we doubled each of those. So now it's 2 trues, 2 falses, 2 trues, 2 falses. And then the last one is 4 trues and 4 falses. Okay, so first thing we want to do here, we want to do P and Q. So I'm just going to try that with a different color here to make it a little bit easier, hopefully. So P and Q we can do, right? Because we already have P and we already have Q. So since it's and, they have to both be true. So this would be true, because that's true, true. It's this one here. True, true is true. True, false is false. True, false is false. False, true is false. False, true is false. False, false is false. And false, false is false. So the only true ones on that are the first two. Okay, so that's this one. And let's see. So we can actually now do P and Q and R as the next one here. So we can do P and Q in parentheses and R. Okay, so we want to do that one. So that's going to be P and Q and R. So that's going to be these two, and they have to, since it's and, so again, this is P and Q, that's this one. So as long as they're both true, then we're okay. So it's these two red ones. So true, true is true. False, true is false. True, false is false. False, false is false. True, false is false. False, false is false. True, false is false. And false, false is false. So they're all false except for the first one. All right, now let's do the other one. We got P and Q and R. So let's do Q and R first here. So this would be Q and R because we haven't done that one yet. Okay, so here's Q and here's R. So we'll do these two together. So the and, so they have to both be true. So the first one's true, second one's false, next one's false, next one's false. True, true is true. True, false is false. False, true is false. And false, false is false. Okay, so that's our Q and R right here. Now we want to do, let me see if I have another color here. We want to do P. Now we're going to do, really we're going to do we have to do P and Q and R, right? Because we've done this side over here. That's the red one, right? That's, this whole thing is the red one here. Now we got to do this whole thing over here. Let's see, let's make that one orange. Okay, let's see, I'm going to darken that up a little bit, make it a little easier to read. So we've got, let's see, so now we want to do P and parentheses Q and R. Okay, so P is here, and then Q and R is here. So it's going to be these two orange ones, and it has to be ands, have to both be true. So true, true is true. And look, these are all falses, so those have to all be falses. Let's check with this true. That's false and true, so that's false. And then these are all falses. So false, false, and false. Okay, so use our truth table to establish basically is the red and the orange, because there's our red, there's our orange, are those two exactly the same? And look, we got true with all falses, and then we have true with all falses. So check, we have established that that these are equal, and that says the result shows that the conjunction and is associative, so it doesn't matter what order it's in. Okay, all right, so got our Venn diagrams. All right, so let's try use Venn diagrams to illustrate the truth sets of P, Q, and R for P and Q, and then and R. So let's do this. Let's do P and Q. is going to be this dark blue one. So here's P, here's Q. So P and Q is going to be this middle section right in here, right? So here's P and Q. Okay, so we've colored that in. There's our P and Q. So then what we want to do is we want to then do P and Q and R. So we've got P and Q here is this right here, and R is just this middle section right in here. So the red part here is P and Q and R. Alright, so really we don't have the blue. The only part that we're interested in is the red. So let me kind of take out some of that blue so it doesn't confuse us. Alright, so that's what we got for that one. For B, let's see, we've got, let's do Q and R. So here's Q and R. So that's all this stuff in here. Alright, so there's Q and R, and now we're going to do P and Q and R. So that's where P intersects with Q and R. So that's also going to be just that middle section in here, isn't it? Okay, so there's our, just the very middle of all that. And then we don't want this stuff out here to be confusing us from the other part. Okay, so there's P and Q, oops, and R as well. Alright, so same exact thing. Number 5, is it true that P and Q or R is the same as this? So let's just make a couple of those in the Venn diagrams and we'll call that good. So Q or R is going to be the spray. So Q and R, so that's all of this here. Alright. So there's Q or R, and then let's go to P and Q or R. So that's going to be the red here. So wherever P and then Q or R intersect is what we want to color, right? So that's going to be all this stuff right up in here. Okay, so that's where P overlaps with Q or R. Okay, so it's just the red section is what we're looking at for this, not the blue. Okay, so I'm gonna just erase the blue stuff in here to hopefully make this a little clearer. I know that this is not the most perfect eraser, but hopefully you get the idea. Alright, now over here we're gonna want to do P and Q. So what does P and Q have in common? So P and Q is going to be this here, right? And then over here we're going to do, on the other one we're going to do P and R. So let's see, P and R is this here, right? So there's P and Q and then P and R. So really this middle here is kind of purpley because it's blue and red combined. Okay, and then now we want to do P and Q or P and R. So really that's all of these sections together here. And so this shows that these are the same exact regions that are being shaded. So we use our Venn diagram. We show that is it true? Yes, it is true. Okay. That is all we have for 15D. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask in class. Thanks.